We're touching base with our local MPs ahead of the fall session of Parliament. First, we sat down with Saskatoon Grasswood MP Kevin Waugh. This morning, we get a few minutes with Saskatoon West MP Brad Redekkop. Good morning, Brad, and thanks for coming in today.
Great to be here.
It's no secret the country's healthcare system is under a lot of strain, and one way to deal with that is through the process of recruitment. I understand you want to simplify the process of skilled foreign credentials and that recognition to help alleviate some of the pressure. What is your plan?
Well, that's a great question. We have a lot of needs in our country for jobs, and we also have a lot of newcomers in our country, and they're struggling sometimes to get work. And so what I'm trying to do is I put forward a bill that simplifies a part of the process for them to start working in Canada. It removes some red tape, removes some costs, and it gives them a bit more certainty with the ability to work in their chosen field in Canada.
How do you hope that issue is recognized in the upcoming session of Parliament?
Well, all of us have been driven in taxis by doctors. And it's a shame when we have a shortage of doctors that a doctor that's foreign trained ends up working as a taxi driver, right? So there's definite interest in that. I know provincially, the provincial government is talking about this, and federally too. We need to find ways to simplify it. We need to find ways to allow newcomers to work in their chosen fields. Of course, they need to be proficient in English. They need to have the proper qualifications. But what my bill proposes is to eliminate some of the unnecessary paperwork and unnecessary red tape that's in that process.
How far off before that could it become a reality?
Well, politics work slowly, so I'm working hard to move it forward, so it's hard to say, but there is definitely interest in this in Ottawa, and a lot of support. As I've talked over the summer to many different groups, there's a tremendous amount of support for this idea, and anything that can move the bar in this area is going to get support.
No doubt the rising cost of living top of mind for MPs as they head back to Parliament, especially the rising cost of just about everything right now, food and fuel. How might this be addressed in the upcoming session?
Well, first of all, you're going to hear a lot about it. It's going to be talked about every single day in the House of Commons, I'm sure. Question period should be an interesting time with this. The government will put forward some ideas. They're waiting to see what those might be. We will look at them, and of course, we've got some ideas of our own. We will be proposing some things, but ultimately, it's up to the government to do this. They've made some mistakes, which has caused inflation to be worse than it needed to be, and so we're looking to them to smarten up and start to figure out ways to get us out of this.
We got to wrap up, but before we let you go, talking about those issues affecting people in Saskatoon West, your constituency, are there any particular issues that you're hearing resonating with people right now that they want addressed in Ottawa?
Yeah, I mean, cost of living is always the first thing that comes up. And, it's been great this summer to actually have the opportunity to get out and go to events and talk to people. So it's been fun that way. I've gotten to speak to all kinds of people, and cost of living comes up over and over and over again. And so it's definitely top of mind for people. Obviously, people have to pay their bills, and it's a struggle. And so that's something that's a big challenge for government right now. And we're going to keep the pressure on our government to find solutions and be creative in helping Canadians get through this problem.
What are you hearing in terms of proposed solutions?
Well, I've heard, the government is proposing to possibly do some GST rebate increases and some other ideas. And so, we'll wait to see what those are. We'll look at them and study them and see if we can afford them as a country and if they'll have the desired impact. Because often policies this government comes up with do not have the desired impact that they thought they would. So,
big, massive issues that we're going to be watching for in the days and weeks ahead. Appreciate your time talking about some of them as Parliament gets underway. Brad Redekkop, thank you for your time today.
You're very welcome.